Hari Om. This is an English translation of an online Satsang with our Guruji, Swami Nispruh Spandan Ji, on the 2nd February 2025. One of the disciples had asked this question: Swamiji, can we ever understand the expanse and the magnitude of the divine through a logical reasoning or analysis? Is logic even a good tool to carry in the pursuit of the divine? Swamiji begins his discourse by outrightly and straightforwardly rejecting logic as a useful accompaniment on our spiritual journey. He uses many analogies to show us how logic is purely a requirement of the mind, and whenever a person makes his mind a launch pad for his divine pursuits, he himself creates deep pitfalls in his path. Firstly, he says that people who use too much logic find it difficult to trust and devote themselves to the spiritual practice given to them. Every now and then, they keep changing their spiritual practices, hopping from one to another. Swamiji himself has come across several sadhaks who ask him from time to time if this or that mantra is more powerful than the one already given to them. They then request him if they can chant the mantra they now perceive or trust to be more powerful. He says that this happens because such people use their logic too much and lack the requisite trust and devotion in the divine. On numerous occasions, Swamiji has already awakened us to this truth that there is no such spiritual practice or technique in this world that can lead us to the divine. And at the same time, all techniques and practices can help us become available to the divine. So what it means is that it is not a particular spiritual technique that is more powerful or fruitful than the other. The operant factor behind them all is our honest dedication, wholehearted commitment and trust in our Guru, his guidance and the Almighty. And such virtues come from a heart-centered living, not mind-centered logical endeavors. Secondly, Swamiji has often said in his discourses earlier that there will come a time in our spiritual journeys when all practices, naam japs, mantra japs, will fall by the wayside. They will just drop off naturally. Just as a traveler deboards and abandons his train, bus, or taxi on reaching the destination, similarly, having become available to the divine, the need for sadhak's outward spiritual practices also cease to exist, as he then lives in continuous union with the divine. Now here, so-called logical people often ask Swamiji that if one day all the spiritual practices, chantings, etc. will cease to be required, then why do them in the first place? Swamiji points to the foolishness of this logic. He says that it is akin to not even boarding a train or bus to our destination just because we will have to deboard them in a while. He laments upon such ignorance and says that only a fool will fail to understand that the train or bus is a necessary requirement to begin the journey, to power through it in order to reach that destination. Can we now see how risky it is to employ logic to spirituality? Moving on in his discourse, Swamiji says that it is the demand of logic alone that impels people to ask for a proof of divine existence. While genuine saints at times even fulfill such curiosity by enabling a darshan of the form of the divine or sagun, such people then begin to inquire the proof of existence of the nirgun or the formless existence of the divine. This is akin to explaining someone how the color white, red or blue would taste, or what may be the color of taste of sweetness, bitterness and sourness. Can this be perceived by human logic? No, right? Then why argue? But many so-called intellectuals do not relent in their doubt or inquiry by wanting to fit the expansiveness of such experiences in the minuscule box of logic they carry around in their head. Swamiji appeals to our conscience by making a simple observation. He says, half of your life has been wasted in just getting yourself to believe in the existence of the divine. Are you now going to waste away the other half in deciding upon how to get to it? Wake up. Begin your journey today itself. Do not keep changing your vehicles to your destination. Pick one. It doesn't matter whether you travel on a bullock cart or a Mercedes. What matters is that you need to reach the destination you took a vehicle to get to in the first place. In the end, he confesses that no one can give you any guarantees of success on the spiritual path. You yourself, your trust, devotion, commitment, and surrender are the only guarantees. And all of these come from you and you alone. Get out of your own way. Let the path ahead unfold naturally by itself, for there is no one standing in your way but you and your logic alone. Hari Om. Hari Om. You can now receive the Nispruhyog teachings in the language of your choice. We deliver Swamiji's Satsang in Hindi, English, and Finnish. The links to the Nispruhyogkriyayog English, Hindi, and Finnish YouTube channels are linked in the description box below. If you'd like to be initiated into Kriya Yoga, you can contact us on our official email ID nispruhyogkriyayog@gmail.com. This is the Nispruhyog team. Jai Guru. Hari Om.